Don't you love when an artist steals a beat from you and then cusses you out when you ask them for some money for the beat they took from you? That actually sounds like a made-up scenario when I just say it like that, but this happens all the time. As a matter of fact, it happened to Tundra. I really enjoy the content on his channel, and he exposed an artist for stealing his beat, a viral rapper actually, you may have heard of him, for stealing his beat. So if a rapper does steal your beat and the song becomes successful, whether it goes viral and becomes a hit, or whether it just racks up a few 100,000 streams, but you still want to get paid, I'm going to show you ways to intercept the money, and I'm going to show you ways to get free legal help to go after them if the song does in fact blow up to a beat that they stole from you.
I give you this $100 and this shit go 10 times platinum, and now you at the crib with just $100 and I got millions of fucking dollars.
Yeah, I could pay you $100 now, or I could pay you $500 million later, and you're stupid for not accepting that deal. Okay, I've heard this before. I really have.
All right, so the rapper in question was Lil Sccrt. Back in 2024, he was low-key blowing off his song called No Fear, which I messed with at the time. I really liked it. It was cool. So I naturally decided making like a bunch of Lil Sccrt type beats. And after a while, you know, they were doing decent. They were getting decent views. Then one morning, I woke up. I checked my phone and I see Lil Sccrt himself commented on one of my beats saying he made a song to it, bro. And I mean, I was hyped. I was like, damn, like,
yeah, that's dope. That's really cool.
This dude actually heard my beat and
my headphones look big as fuck on my head right now.
Made a song to it. That's fire. So I end up getting his contact info on Instagram, and we start talking about how like, oh, when he's gonna drop the song, is he gonna drop the song, or like if he wants to check out any of my other beats, you know, the usual. But then he randomly disappears. Like he stops replying to my messages for some reason. I don't know what happened. He just dipped. I thought everything was cool. I'm like, all right, whatever. Maybe he just made an unreleased song to it, you know, just called it a day with that. About like 2-3 weeks later, I'm on Instagram scrolling and I see a reel of him like promoting the song. And that
I like that beat.
reel has like 300,000 views, bro, called No Fear Part 2 with my beat, bro. And he didn't even tell me nothing. He didn't say nothing, bro. Screw him even telling me he didn't even pay for the beat. At first, I'm thinking like, okay, you know, maybe, you know, he thinks the beat's like just a free beat. So I went to go text him. The number's coming up green, bro. Apparently he blocked my shit. He blocked my number. So I'm like, yo, what's up? So I hop on IG and go ahead and DM him. And I say, gang, you posted a song without buying a lease, which was true. And then I say, oh, he blocked my number.
I actually would have not approached him that way at all, but let's proceed.
He goes ahead and says, I didn't block your number, gang. My number changed. I got a new number. How much is the lease? And, you know, I'm calling cap on that, but I don't know for sure. But I said a lease at $100. I said it was $100 because, first of all, he posted a beat without me knowing, had it up for like a month. So I bumped my price up.
I feel you. I'm just saying, you know, it's just kind of, it's not right, but it's okay. It's the major labels do this all the time, especially with beats. They drop the project, uncleared samples all over the album. They ask for forgiveness, not permission. That's kind of unfortunately the way of the industry now. It shouldn't really happen among two individuals who are already in communication, but there's a strategy behind playing that game as a producer. I'll explain shortly.
I charge about like $20 for a lease, which isn't bad at all. But the fact that he wanted to post the beat without telling me, I bumped that thing up, bro. I was like, yeah, I'm getting my money for sure. Yeah, so he asked for my Cash App. And then as you can see by the time, that was July 31st, all the way until August 1st, I didn't hear nothing from him.
It seemed like he was just going to send the 100.
I ain't getting no money from the Cash App. I ain't nothing. So I said, hey, gang, you got until the end of the month to pay me what I'm worth or else.
Yeah, I mean, look. The second you start talking like that, you are not getting your money. You're just not. I made a whole video where it was this woman who already paid me, actually. She paid me a deposit, but still owed me money left on the remainder when I finished the beat. And the second I said anything about what she needed to do, the legalities, I knew it was over when I said it. I knew I wasn't getting the money anyway, most likely, but the second you start talking like this, That's it. That you burn the bridge. And so if that's what Tundra was going for, if he was ready to just torch the whole situation, cool. But it sounds like he's still expected to get paid after sending that message. You don't send that type of message to a rapper and expect to get money. It's not going to work that way.
I'm gonna take it down. I'm not finna chase you over money. As you can see, there's a space right here. He actually replied to the message, but he deleted like half of his messages because he was talking crazy, bro. So he just deleted all the evidence. But that's not even the craziest part, bro. This next DM is just insane, bro. He goes ahead and says, "You made it with my name on it, bro. I'm the reason you uploaded that beat." Like, bro, that dead ass had me dead.
I hear artists say that all the time. You put Rick Ross' name in your beats, he's gonna be mad. He's rapped on a couple, but yeah, okay, sure, you know better than I would. Anyway, remember when J. Cole did this? J. Cole rapped over a J. Cole type beat. Remember when Meek Mill did the same thing? He rapped over a Meek Mill type beat. Their attitude wasn't, you made the beat with my name, and so now you owe me. This was a way for them to give back to the producers because they liked the beat. That's not what type beats are. Type beats aren't an infringement on an artist's copyright, trademark, or other forms of intellectual property.
So I said, either send it or take it down. Stop all that bitching. Bro's too broke to pay $100. And I said, all good, I'll take it down. A deal's a deal, gang. Remember that shit going forward. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying on business, bro.
Yeah, standing on business is cool. I used to do the same thing. I cuss anybody. I used to be on the phone cussing people out, cussing managers out, tweeting at rappers. It's a ugly way to live. It doesn't help. It's a waste of energy. I understand this man doing this. It does feel good in the moment to cuss people out sometimes, but after I've done it so many times, take it from me, it doesn't help. You just end up feeling hollow in your soul and spirit, especially since cussing a moron out or cussing a morally corrupt individual out isn't going to change the outcome.
He said, not flying. I said, you stole my beat and didn't say anything. How is that respect?
Yeah.
Because he was trying to claim that I disrespected him in the past messages that he deleted. I don't even know, bro. So a couple more days go by and I still ain't hearing nothing from him. So I DM him again. Gang, is it that hard to send the money? We can do monthly plans if you need, like $10 a month. You know, I'm giving this motherfucker so many outs. He said something along the lines here that was like, okay, I'm gonna pay for it. And I said, all right, at least keep your word. Next day, I hear nothing from him once again. So I was just like, all right, I'm done at this point, bro. I'm gonna just submit the take down the song on all platforms because I don't be playing about my money. I don't care. So I go ahead and send him the screenshot of the email of the DMCA, the takedown, and he says, it's cool, you only hurting yourself, gang. Should have been patient, could have gotten more money. Over some money, bro, $1 at that. And I said, enjoy the song while it's out. He said, you enjoy it. I'ma just get the beat remade and drop it. Ain't hurting nobody but yourself. To this day, he ain't get the beat remade, so I guess he couldn't do it. I spin back and say, I hope you pay the producer this time. He says, every producer I work for gets paid for sure. Nice one. You made a tight beat with a beat named after me. And I'm like, that don't mean you get it for free. As I've said a million times, he said, I didn't want it for free, bro. Like, clearly you did if you didn't want to pay for it.
That's the type of gaslighting that I can't stand. That's why I don't even entertain these conversations. Because you see, no matter all the different tactics that Tundra tries, giving him the cash app, being reasonable, being unreasonable, being aggressive, being jocular, none of it works. It's frustrating for me to watch because it feels like my past, like I'm watching myself through like a time machine.
After this point, he kept texting me and I just kept ghosting him, so I just let it sit.
I feel like you maybe should have just done that from the very beginning, just walked away, because the person that walks away from the negotiations table is the one with all the power, and it's your intellectual property, right? You own that beat, so you can file a DMCA claim. But the back and forth isn't helping. I think the back and forth hurt this interaction quite a bit, and it put the producer in a position to get nothing, and I think ultimately that's what he gets.
He then says, your spirit off, you need to think about your actions.
I hate that shit. Please don't if you do some shit to me, don't psychoanalyze me and don't give me any type of spiritual advisement.
For a minute, I'm like, think about my actions for you stealing my beat. Like, he then says, I'm your biggest hit right now. You don't got no other hits, bro. If you was smart, you would have kept this song up and running. And I said,
people say that to me too, and I'm like, you don't read.
I don't care less. Exposure doesn't equal money, which is true. Even if we talking exposure, he didn't even shout me out on nothing. He didn't tag me in the beat. He didn't say the beat was produced by me. Like, I'm not getting nothing from this. I didn't even know the beat was posted. So anyways, we keep rambling on and on about how exposure this, I'm gonna make you hella money. Whole time, he's telling me he's gonna make me hella money. All he had to do is pay me $100. So wouldn't it benefit him to not have to pay me the splits?
Yeah, if you're ever telling someone how much money you're going to make them without having ever made them money, you gotta feel like a liar.
If he just paid me the lease, so that's how I know he's capping this whole time. However, now we get into the voice messages, bro, the part y'all all been waiting for. I'm gonna just let half of these play. I'm gonna skip part of them, but you're gonna see.
Yes, nigga, I know that's how leases work, bro. But if I pay you $100 for this lease, you're not getting no royalties, you're not getting nothing out of that song.
Bullshit, that's not how that works.
Bro, that's what I'm trying to explain to you, gang. Like, you think a nigga just trying to get over on you off your work, bro?
So now he's trying to pretend like he's trying to help him by explaining how the music business works.
I don't know what type of funny shit, like, you on, bro. I really don't understand. Like, that's like me just saying, all right, cool, I'm about to just, like, I don't want to do that to you, bro. You got some cool-ass beats. I see myself working with you after this, but, like, I don't see myself working with you no more after this, gang. Like, you tripping.
Wait, what?
Bro, like, a nigga trying to save you for giving you $100 and then I give you...
He said, I'm trying to save you from me giving you $100.
This $100 and then this shit go 10 times platinum and now you at the crib with just $100 and I got millions of fucking dollars, bro.
That's not how that works. Oh my God, I've sold exclusive beats before and still got 6 figures off of that when the song went platinum. That's not how the music business works.
Then you really gonna be on the internet saying that I did some lame shit. I did some lame shit, bro. On some real shit, bro. When I just dropped that shit and then I had hit you up and shit like that, I just got the beat off the YouTube shit, and I'm like, damn, it's a Lil Sccrt type beat. Like, this shit got my name on.
All right, enough of this. In my opinion, they both were wrong. Obviously, the rapper is the wrongerest because he took the track, didn't pay for it, didn't actually make any sort of effort to resolve the situation at all. He did a lot of talking, he made a lot of promises, he did a lot of gaslighting. If from the very beginning he had just said, look, this is what I'm gonna do, I'm going to cut you in 30% on the distributor side or 50% on the distributor side since he acts like he's so virtuous. You will get paid. I'll register it with a PRO. I don't even think he registered it with a PRO. You'll get paid on the underlying composition side as well as the sound recording side when I register it with my distributor. If he had just said that, because he really didn't want to, like, it was clear he didn't want to pay the $100. All right, fine. I'm going to drop it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut you in on both sides of the copyright. Cool. I think Tundra would have said cool. But I really feel like Tundra came in a little too hot on him because immediately it was, hey, why'd you block my number? And you don't know, maybe he didn't block the number. And then it was this kind of threatening situation here. Honestly, what I would recommend in these situations is to be as cool as possible up to the point that you've exhausted all of your other options. Then find someone else to help you fight that battle. For example, with BeatStars, you can go through their creators' rights program, whatever it's CRP. They will actually, if the song is out, they will fight on your behalf. And so that leads me to my next point. I would let the song just come out. Let them drop the song. Run the numbers up for a little bit. See if it's actually going viral. If it does go viral, oh my God, your leverage just went through the roof because I guarantee you the rapper is still not going to pay you. And it's still not going to cut you in, but now you have other options because now there's money that has accrued that is proof that your intellectual property is profiting somebody who doesn't have the rights to profit from it. So, even if you're going to go nuclear on the man, you're going to get more from it if you just play it cool and let him hang himself with all the rope you're giving him. All right, I think the big elephant in the room, though, is who the artist is. So the artist isn't famous. No Fear Part 1 did kind of go viral. I mean, 3 million streams. If you had been the producer of this track and you hadn't gotten paid up front and Lil Sccrt gave you 50% of the DistroKid split, you would have made thousands of dollars. Not that much money. I mean, 44,000 monthly listeners isn't that much, and I've produced tracks for other unsigned artists that have way more than this many monthly listeners, and I've produced records for them that have hit millions of streams. There's really it's not that much money. It's more than $100, but it's not crazy amounts of money that are going to change your life. So I think the rapper feels like he has way more leverage than he really does. I don't know where he comes up with that, but that's just the music business. Because the average song that he does upload gets far fewer than 3 million. Let's say No Fear Part 2 comes out and it gets 1 million just because it's similarly named. You know what? Let's be conservative. No, it gets as much as Keep Faith. So it gets 142,000 streams. 140,000 streams multiplied by 0.0035, which is just kind of the average on the low end of what a streaming royalty pays out, 497. So if he had cut him in just 35%, he would have gotten, why did I say 37%? Whatever, 37%. He would have still gotten more than $100, but he would have had to wait for that. So do you wait and get $180, $200, whatever, or do you push for that $100 up front and let the rapper think that they don't owe you shit after that? I don't know. Personally, I would have just let somebody else handle this. If I had been in this conversation with this artist, the conversation would have been over. I would have just let it play out, because there are ways to intercept the money on the underlying composition side. You just register the song to yourself. You really want to be a jerk? Go on BMI, go on ASCAP, go on BeatStars Publishing and register the whole song 100% to yourself. Because if the artist didn't ever register the song, cool, you're getting all that money. Same with micro syncs. Register all the micro syncs to yourself too. Run it through Content ID. Collect all their YouTube money. There are ways to get at them without them realizing it until it's too late and you've created some sort of conflict among at least those 3 royalty streams. You can't intercept sound recording royalties, but you can contact the distributor if the numbers start going crazy. You can put legal pressure on them. You can contact a lawyer. You can contact the creators' rights agencies. Let me actually look what that is so I can give you advice. Okay, this is what it is. The BeatStars Creators' Rights Agency. If, say, this track ended up becoming some type of big, million stream, 2 million stream, 3 million streams type situation, yeah, I would say contact the CRA and try to have them represent you. Because you don't want to be dealing with this stuff yourself. It just drains your energy. It drains your spirit. Don't do it. Don't go down to that level. And I'm saying this as someone who has definitely been down in the dirt doing this type of shit that I'm telling you not to do today, because I went through it. All right, I've gone through that before. Don't want to go through it again. And I hope the same for you. Hopefully this helps. Shout out to Tundra for making the video. May every beat you make get you paid and contribute to your happiness. Much success to you. Peace.